And how you guys doing? This is very important in reference to crimes of government and their procedural violations of identification. Now, I have scars on my face and identification markings on my body that have to be there. And this government man burning my face and chapping my face and damaging skin on my face is attempts of murder. Their activity of trying to make me look dirty in any way is attempts of murder. They're causing hiccups. They're hitting me in the chest. I just drank chocolate milk. And the satellite man's hitting me in the face and teeth. Now, my mother and father spent a lot of money at the dentist, as them being my parents, and me being the child of my parents. This government man, I mean, I don't know, my mother might have spent like $4 million or something because I had injuries from the government. But all my teeth are real. I'm not sure if somebody tried to communicate that. Check the amount. But the information of these government people slandering my character and these people trying to play their guilt trip, they'll say, well, they didn't come from a family that could spend that much money at the dentist office. That's not my problem. I have nothing to do with your class of your blame on somebody else. You're the one that did the damage. See, the damage is not based on your value. The value of the person that you're damaging was what you're getting sued for. You're not going to get sued because you thought your few minutes or your hours of time of damaging somebody of more value based on certain particulars, ownerships of land or business or culture or history or accomplishments. The value of your damage is not what your value is. Like you might wreck into, or you might have, let's say, if you damaged a mirror on a Lamborghini, that would cost you probably thousands of dollars. If you damaged a mirror on a old vehicle or a certain type of vehicle, that might only cost you $50. See, some things are exotic. Some things are special. Some things have special value based on certain other values. And other things are special too. But the point of it is there's certain values and uniqueness of what something is. So this government man trying to damage my perfect teeth, and they're perfect naturally, and my dentist knows that there was no dentistry on my teeth, and this government man damaged my teeth all these years, fabricating that he thought something was fake. My parents had beautiful teeth too. And what they did to the left leg, that is very horrible. They have to get prosecuted. I haven't received any benefits from nothing. They're still messing with my teeth and my mouth right now. The U.S. government has to get charged for 100% attempts to manslaughter every fucking day. And for being incompetent in their position and a danger to society and people's looks and people's anatomies. Those people have to get prosecuted for violating women's rights of my race. My race is a first-class race of wealth in reference to where I come from. First world country. The government man has to get ordered into court, and they have to check to see what class or what country that person comes from, what level of country. Because that man obviously can't control his own activities, and the man has damaged my body thinking it was fucking funny. So we need to see that man's financial portfolio. See, if you're some punk-ass person and you damaged a fucking billionaire, oh, you're going to have to pay up, man. Thinking you're some hard-ass, thinking you're some cool person to your people trying to mess up a multi-billionaire or a trillionaire's looks. Because you're working for some dirty-ass hillbilly politician motherfucker is trying to rip somebody off. And a German motherfucker at that trying to mess with another race. Germans are third world country. Germany's been a third world country since the Holocaust. It's always going to be a third world country because of that. The activity of the United States government allowing their Germans in satellite control rooms to put damage on people's bodies that would require surgeries or long processes of healing, or even touching or even damaging anything at all. They have to get sued and prosecuted. Just because you're in government don't mean you're the value of this country, man. Obviously, you would know that, especially when some politicians have caused this country a lot of money. And they funded and always was biased to their own race when this country is a multi-ethnical country. They're still messing with my mouth when I'm talking. The activity of the government damaging my legs or damaging my body, thinking they're funny. Oh, don't cut yourself off at the knees. That's what that satellite man communicates sometimes. This satellite man tried to claim he paid my parents' way in life. This government man, this German man, claimed he thought my parents was his slaves. Well, my parents was super rich. And this government man trying to call me a lower class person, trying to call my parents a lower class person or people, that man's got to get ordered into court. And look at the information of what luxurious companies and fine luxury companies my parents own. And I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates. And why would they allow Germans or all these other people try to criticize a person's ownership or a person's life? Obviously, they were trying to murder the person off, weren't they? They were trying to steal the person's money, trying to claim that they were smart with their industry of death games. They have no grounds to stand on. And the activity of them damaging my legs, maybe those people should get their left leg cut off because they tried to steal my left leg. It says, don't touch me. There are even Supreme Court documents and royal documents that says, don't ever touch me. Even probably Windsor Castle documents that says, don't touch me, government man. And Biltmore documents or Hearst Castle or other particular properties or corporations of my mother and father and grandparents, or oil industry laws, food and beverage laws, modeling laws, ballet laws, rhythmic gymnastics, Olympics laws. So in reference to the person that's damaged my teeth, we need you in court. You had no right damaging anything on my body. You violated procedure of facts. Look at the information of the date it shows that I was kidnapped from my mother and father's mansions. These idiots in government pretended like they didn't have information about that at all. They claimed they didn't have information about who I am and who my parents are. And then they were attacking me, calling me a fake for over 30 years when they kidnapped me from my mother and father's property. Do you understand that? These people was the ones that kidnapped me, and their CIA and FBI people was involved. And then they claimed they didn't know who I am when they knew where they were holding me hostage, when they had kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions. And I don't look like anybody else from the Ray family because I'm not from the Ray family. And this government man's been damaging my face and teeth, trying to call me a blue-collar worker. Now let's look at the class and information of where I come from. Who do you think my parents are? What schools do you think I went to? Private schools that I went to. You have to get arrested for intentionally trying to swap information from the super rich and trying to make a person look like a rags to rags situation or a riches to rags situation, such as them holding me hostage in rags and then tearing up my life. All the information of procedures that are not followed, whoever was in office at those times is going to get prosecuted and sued in court. Every activities of abuses that have been going on, the government's going to get sued and prosecuted for endangerment, intentional mutilations, claiming they were marking somebody. And you have this government man that claims he didn't know who I am. For over 30 years. They need to find out if that man had any contact with anybody that kidnapped me. See if he was associated with any particular person of any race and religion. Who, what, when, and where that person came from. Who, what, when, and where that man's been in contact with. Who, what, when, and where that man stole monies or tried to rape me? And how many people of their families tried to rape me? Don't forget I'm a real hermaphrodite. Naturally. So in reference to this government man trying to trash out a real natural royal hermaphrodite of first world country status, we need to know what history, I'm messing with my mouth, what ranking and history of person that the person is that's doing this. And what's the reason why? Because he thought he was the president. He thought he was in government. He thought he owned what? You thought you owned what, government man? Just because you're in government, you're not the value of this country, man. Especially you know when you're in government and you cost the country money. That's your fault. Or when you cost businesses money. That's not competition, government man. That's you trying to steal the wealth of somebody else's family, somebody else's identity, somebody else's land. You had no legal right damaging anything on my body because you couldn't compete. You must get charged for attempts of murder no matter what it is. And mutilation crimes. Everything you're trying to say, everything you're trying to do, you're trying to snowball the activity of when they kidnapped me. You tried to trash my life as your way of trying to steal from me and my family history. And you must get prosecuted. No fucking matter what. Even if they have to change all the court judges, even if they have to change all the law enforcement, no matter what, you're going to get prosecuted for what you did to me.